Everyone, and welcome to Art of the Riff, episode number 3. Today we're going to take a look at Danzig, specifically the self-titled album. Now, as far as Danzig goes, those first 3 albums were really just so many killer songs on those albums. 4 could arguably be said to be an okay album, but it was sort of like an experiment that didn't quite really land right. But these first 3 albums were just solid, rock solid. The debut album was interesting because it pulled in a lot of guys that listen to metal, probably because it was Glenn Danzig from the Misfits, and metal guys seem to love the Misfits, myself included. The artwork was definitely a help to get people into liking the album that listen to metal, because the Danzig skull icon thing is just, it's iconic at this point in time. But anyway, back to the album, the riffs. It wasn't like a super technical album. It wasn't even like an overly heavy album. It was a rock solid rock and roll album that had a lot of things going on within the grooves that were maybe a little unique, like the timing wise. It was kind of understated what they were doing, but what they're doing was really cool, and that is where the vibe and flow of the album came in. Now, of course, everybody knows Mother. Mother was the big breakaway hit, so we're not going to really talk about Mother because you guys all know it. Instead, I want to focus on a few other songs on the album that I really dig. Again, the production was very bare bones, stripped down. I always thought of it like, you know, a rock and roll, dark AC/DC, kind of a gothic AC/DC album. It turns out I think Rick Rubin was actually trying to go for some sort of AC/DC vibe, is what he was saying in some magazines or something. Anyway, we are going to take the BC Rich, Legacy B, Rich Bitch, John Christ used one of these, so why not use one of these for the riffs? This, we're going into the Laney AOR, which he used at one point in time as well. I feel like this tone gets kind of close. So let's go ahead and look at the riffs. Okay, up first is one of my favorite Danzig riffs of all time, Twist of Cain. It was just a very simple riff, but just a very powerful, good groove. Let's go ahead and check it out now. All right, again, like I said, that was one of my favorite riffs. The next one we're going to look at is She Rides. What helped make this video, I already gave away what I was going to talk about. What helped make this song like a song to pique my interest as a young teenager was it's basically a striptease video. Yeah, a girl, redheaded chick, danced in the video. It was just great, but it was like this cool, bluesy, just stripped down blues rock vibe, with some dissonance thrown in. Go ahead and check that out now. Okay, up next is, there's a couple songs on the album that had a sort of triplet feel. So we're going to look at Am I Demon. That is just another killer song that was, I believe it was on Thrall Demon Sweat Live, wasn't it? With the album that actually got Mother huge was that little EP. I think Am I Demon was on there. It might have been live. I can't remember. Anyway, let's check out Am I Demon. And if it was a live song on that EP, leave a comment down below. Let us know. Now that song's badass. Like on the album, the guitar tone was almost clean. Like it was a very clean tone. You could really hear it. Almost sound like a Fender type, like a Fender amp being pushed really hard or something. It's weird. Anyway, badass song, badass riffs. Now let's go ahead and... This is like a bonus riff because it's basically like the same groove, just faster. Different chords, but it's like very similar vibe. It's a cover of The Hunter. So let's go ahead and check that out now and see what you guys think of that one. All right, so there we have it. That was just a little quick look at the Danzig album. By the way, I believe James Hetfield did backing vocals on Twist of Cain and Possession. So if you've never checked out the album, you want to hear what it sounds like with James doing backing vocals, go ahead and check it out. So anyway, great album. If you haven't listened to Danzig, I know he's kind of a polarizing figure to people. He's definitely kind of he's definitely kind of a tool, kind of a douchebag, but he makes some killer, or he used to make some really killer songs, some great music. I don't know, I haven't listened to much of the past 15 years, maybe longer, what he did. I would say the last thing I listened to was Volume 4. So, however long that's been. Anyway, that's been Danzig. I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. And maybe, give me a tip, because I need some more liquor. I'm out of liquor. No, I got 3 fucking bottles in there. I'm not out, but it's cool.